Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Big Al Show, our second week, and we are live. So get ready, all wrestling talk. We're going to be covering everything today, a little TNA, a little WWE. We got a lot of topics that we've picked out, but of course we always encourage our listeners to call into the show and to go ahead and suggest things in the chat, and we'll get into that as you guys start to file in and start to call in a little bit. The number is 347-857-1485. Please say hello to my regular co-hosts on the show, none other than Mr. TNA TJ.
Woo! All day, baby.
Little nature boy today.
You got it.
Are you in an AJ Styles kind of mood?
I am not in an AJ Styles kind of mood.
You are not happy about that.
I'm not happy.
We're going to talk about that in 1 second. Also joining us today, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome at home. Put your hands together for Mr. Wrestling George.
All right. Yeah, Wrestling George.
Wrestling George.
Yeah. Hear those hands clapping.
Did you enjoy wrestling this week?
Yeah, loved it.
What'd you like so much? What was so great for you?
I liked the Sheamus versus Cena versus Randy Orton.
Okay, the three-way.
It wasn't really a three-way, though.
The three-way. Oh, I'm sorry, it wasn't a three-way. It turned into a three-way. Mr. TNA TJ, you wanted to talk about AJ Styles and this whole thing that's going on with Ric Flair. I like it. I think it's great. But you're a TNA fan.
Yeah,
so let's hear what you have to say.
I think it could be great.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. I guess I'm just not sold on it. AJ is not selling me.
What do you want AJ Styles to do?
I don't know. You know, I mean, I think that, you know, he's trying to do the whole, you know, being like Ric Flair. And I would like the gimmick, but I just don't. He's not selling me on it.
What do you mean by he's not selling you?
He just doesn't look the par to be like a Ric Flair kind of guy. That's me. I don't.
Okay.
I never been sold. He's not a good talker from the beginning.
So you don't think he has good mic skills?
You know, I think he should just be a cocky guy, how he normally was, because he wasn't heel before. He was just a cocky guy. He thinks he's all bad, the best wrestler in the world. That's where I think he should be. If he's going to go with the whole Flair gimmick, Flair needs to help him out.
Yeah, I don't know. I like AJ Styles a lot.
I do like. I didn't say I didn't like AJ Styles. You got that wrong. I said I don't think the gimmick is working. I mean, for him right now. I'm not saying it won't work. Now, Flair helps him out, teaches him the ropes, you know, teaches him how to talk a little bit better on the mic, then, yeah, it could work. But right now, he's just not a mic kind of guy. He's not a showmanship like Flair is.
Big news in wrestling this week, of course. Chris Jericho, Hurricane Helmsworth arrested for being intoxicated in public.
Nice.
Yeah.
And he didn't get out of the hurricane? Didn't fly away?
Oh. Don't know about that. Hurricane Helms, and then allegedly what had happened, they said that he had struck a woman, and then later we find out they were in a cab with her, I guess.
Nice.
Maybe she was in between Jericho and Helms.
Fighting for it?
That's a spot a lot of women would like to be in. And I don't know, maybe they were play fighting, or I doubt they were play fighting. But they were probably just getting a little rowdy, getting into it, and, you know, she probably got struck. She said everyone was drunk. You know how that usually gets. You get with a bunch of drunk people, and women get involved, and things get a little out of control. Happens to everybody. So, you know, no big deal. No big deal. And then TMZ, of course, made it kind of a bigger issue. And, you know.
I like TMZ.
I know you do. You listen to TMZ all the time. You're a TMZ monster.
Was this in Canada?
No, Kentucky. It was in Kentucky. Yeah.
Come on, those good old boys should just let them go.
Yeah. It really depends on it depends on the.
They weren't driving. Come on, this is what I don't like.
Yeah. It depends on the cops a lot of times.
Yeah, true.
You know.
And you never knew. Jericho could have been a jerk.
But apparently, no one's pressing charges except I think there was a male involved who got hit.
Oh. I
don't know what the story. We don't want to talk too much about it until we get all the facts straight.
Right.
But I think that's about what we have so far for you as far as that goes. I heard today Raw may go to 3 hours. They're thinking about it.
A little copycat.
Yeah. Not bad. What do you think of that? What do you mean copycat?
Well, WWE first did it, and it didn't work. And I don't think it would work for WWF. It's way too much wrestling.
Yeah, I agree.
They're going to give away it's just too much. You know what I mean? I think it's already too much. You know, it doesn't give you enough time for pay-per-views.
Okay.
You know, too much stuff altogether in one.
What do you think, George? 3 hours of wrestling?
I like it. I hope it works out.
You like it? I mean, it's great for us, for the fans, but it's, I don't know. It might be a little too long. I remember some of those Nitros and Raws when they started going to 3 hours.
Oh.
Those were pretty extended.
It's tough.
Yeah, and you might start having to push too many wrestlers. You're putting too many guys on television. I think 2 hours is perfect. You know,
I do like if they go a little over 2 hours. I like the whole, like, you know, they go over time a little bit. I used to like when WCW did that. You know, like, we're going to stay here.
Well, WWE still does it every week.
That's what I like. I don't
still do it.
I just want it to be 2, a little bit more if there's a special match.
Right. Okay. Other news? Impact. You said it was a copycat. Impact rating 1.4 last night or Thursday night. Nice.
Nice.
Record rating on a Thursday.
So what did all those fans out there say Hogan's ruining TNA?
Well, there's not very many fans that say that. There's a select few, and they haven't liked Hogan since pretty much the beginning, no matter what they tell you. So
Yellow days.
Since the red and yellow. But yeah, I think the Impact's been pretty solid. You like the show?
I did like the show.
That was good. I like Jarrett's little, you know, he's the underdog storyline.
I like Jarrett did pretty
down in the dumps
for not being around for a little.
He did. He's got good in-ring charisma. He always has.
And I tell you what, Devin Wolf, I like him. And I think if
he's
you
good.
push him a little bit better, give him something else to work with, he'll be good. Because he's a good wrestler. And he's actually a great bad guy. I think he could be.
We found out this week, unfortunately, I'm very upset about this. This is not good news for us because we're in Miami. Atlanta is going to be the next host of WrestleMania. So that's terrible. That's awful. Well, it could have been here in Miami, my friend. We could have been going. We could have been live on the scene. We could have been videoing. We could have been radio showing. WrestleMania, baby, Miami. You know?
George.
But the thing with that is we don't really have any huge place we could put them with a dome. So if it rains, you know, cancel WrestleMania. So I guess that could be a problem.
Maybe they'll come when the new Marlins Stadium opens up or something.
Yeah. And I think Derek in the chat wanted to know who's the copycat, who you meant copycatted. I think he's going back to
Raw.
When Raw was 2 hours, Nitro went to 3 hours.
Correct.
And then Raw followed. Yes. Believe it or not, McMahon will also take others' ideas as well. He is not the only one with a brain in professional wrestling. So if it works, it works. But I don't think that works.
No,
I don't think it works. But
and actually, if I don't mind butting in, I think McMahon also got SmackDown after Thunder. Is that correct? Wasn't Thunder before?
I don't remember, but
I think it was. I believe it was.
I don't think so.
Well,
maybe it was close.
On it.
Yeah. What came first, SmackDown or Thunder?
Search after me, George.
We'll find out.
Because I think it was Thunder.
Might be.
I think it was.
Ric Flair's getting sued, you know.
Wow.
Ring of Honor is suing him for $40,000.
Ring of who?
I know you only watch TNA now, but there's a federation called Ring of Honor. They've been around for a little while now, and I would say they're the third best company right now as far as popularity goes.
And they're suing them for?
I guess Flair signed on for a couple of appearances. Not many. I think he made maybe 4 or 5 appearances. He was going to make like $10,000 a piece. Showed up to 1, from what I read. Showed up to 1, and I guess he said, "I'm good." And he kept the money. He sells the money. That's what they say.
Then I have to agree with that generation.
ROH. I would agree with you.
If he's the man, you got to show up.
Yeah. Thunder came first. Thunder came first. We have Wrestling George with the research. That's 2 copycatting.
That is 2.
2 for Vinnie Mac. We have someone on the telephone. Let's find out who it is. Let's see who the caller is. Welcome to the Kick-Ass Wrestling. Ooh, it's not. Welcome to the Big Al Show. What do we got here?
How you doing? It's Mike from New York. Long-time wrestling.
What's up, Mike from New York? How are you, my friend?
I'm good. I'm good. Following you on Twitter. I think it's, what is yours? Kick-Ass Wrestling, I think. Yeah.
You got it, bro. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. Yeah. What do you want to talk about today? Let's talk some wrestling.
Well, the Rumble's tomorrow. What is y'all predictions for, as far as the winner goes?
Okay, let's go Royal Rumble. Let's go through all ours, and then we'll come back to Mike, see what he thinks. TNA TJ Royal Rumble. Give me one winner.
After Wrestling George.
Wrestling George?
I'm
going Shawn Michaels. I'm going HBK.
Well, since Wrestling George isn't talking, I'm going to go Triple H on this one.
Triple H?
Yeah.
Okay. Could come down to
Jericho.
Chris Jericho, Wrestling George, out of left field with that. He usually does terrible in Royal Rumbles.
Yeah.
And he hasn't exactly been tearing it up. You're not giving him too many victories lately. What do you think, Mike? Who do you like for the Rumble?
I think I'm going to have to go with Triple H for this one.
Triple H.
Right.
TNA TJ.
Hey, Mike, let me ask you, Brooklyn Brawler fan?
Not so much.
Not Even Barty. All right, Mike. We appreciate you calling in, man.
Yeah, no problem. I'll write about it on Twitter. I just want the...
Yeah, man, every week. Come on by, call in. Anything you want to talk about.
All right, I will.
All right, brother.
All
appreciate it. We got another caller, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see who else wants to talk wrestling with us today. Caller, you are on the air. You're on the air with the Big Al Show. Who are we speaking with?
This is Smart Rage.
Smart Rage, my friend from Twitter.
What is going on?
How you doing, buddy?
You invited me to call in. I'm doing good.
Yes, I invited you to call in. This is a buddy of mine. He's been watching wrestling a little longer than I have, actually. 25 years, I believe, right? He's got me by 2 years.
Nice.
About 26 years.
Woo! Okay, so...
I am actually sitting in my office 3 blocks away from the venue. I'm 3
You're
blocks
going to the big
away
show
from
tomorrow.
The venue. Going to the show, 3 blocks away from the venue. Figured I'd just call in, give you some of my thoughts. I think here, I know who's going to win the Royal Rumble tomorrow. And here's
you
my
know
prediction,
it.
okay? Well,
you know who it is. You got the inside track, right?
The American Dragon, Bryan Danielson.
Well, probably not.
But it's going to, I bet you he'll be number 28.
Think so?
I think so.
Who do you like for the whole thing?
Honestly, all BS aside, I see Edge coming in and win it. And then he's going to be with Jericho.
Yeah, that's supposed to be the big surprise, but our dirt sheets ruined it for us.
They did. It's damn internet.
I would have liked to see him just run out. I hope Cena doesn't win it because I know you're a big Cena fan.
I'm going to puke on. You're going to make me hang up on it, aren't you?
He's done this for 3 years ago.
Yeah, so we're going to definitely want to get you on here tomorrow.
Dude, I will
and
call.
Give us a report.
And give you,
we'll
get the inside track.
Yeah, we'll be on 11 to 12. So anytime you guys get out of the arena, give us a call. Let us know what the feel was in there, what maybe we didn't see on the pay-per-view too.
Oh, definitely, man.
Sounds good, brother. Sounds good. How do you like? You know what I want to know? What do you think of the Orton Sheamus? I'm having a tough time thinking who's going to pull that one.
I don't like Sheamus all because of
Me
the fact,
too.
I'm an old school guy and he got pushed way too fast. He didn't even get hold the U.S. title or the IC title. What happened to the Intercontinental title, right? What did he do in ECW? Nothing. He didn't even hold that crappy title. And I'm an ECW fan.
And you remember when the Intercontinental title that was used as a way to get a guy
the workhorse
to the world title. Now they just skip right over it.
Yeah, well, look. You go back and look at Shawn Michaels' history with the Intercontinental belt. The first ladder match he had with Razor Ramon. Yep. I mean, enough said, But
and he was wrestling, doing WrestleManias in the late '80s. I think it was WrestleMania 5. So you can't just throw someone in the world title in a year and 6. I mean, what the hell?
Even Goldberg took a little.
Well,
no, he did.
They pushed Goldberg pretty fast.
He did, but he didn't win the world title that quick.
But
no, he didn't.
I think
he didn't. Goldberg's way back.
Sheamus.
Come on.
Sheamus is going to be one of those guys in 6 months. He'll be back on ECW, and you're like, okay, so he was a champ for 3 months, big deal.
Yeah. I thought it was funny on Raw. Sometime he said, "You thought I was just a footnote." I think he still might be a footnote.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like how Rey Mysterio was a paper champion. That's all friggin' famous is.
Well, I hope they don't make him the heavyweight champion. Speaking of Mysterio.
That's another rant for another day, but
Yeah, we could talk about that one for a little while.
I don't get
it.
Well, personally, I dislike Ray because he got suspended and he said, well, they had a prescription. Well, if you're a money making guy, WWE is going to give you the benefit of the doubt, in my opinion, to get the prescription to them. But that's just me,
Yeah. No question about it. Smart Rage, we appreciate you calling in, and tomorrow we're going to be waiting for your Royal Rumble report.
Dude, I will give you guys a call. You guys have
all right, brother. Speak with you tomorrow night. Have fun at the Rumble.
Yes, sir. Y'all be good.
Later, dude. That was Smart Rage, everybody, joining us. Nice guy. He knows his stuff about wrestling, so we always like getting calls.
Definitely can tell that.
From people who know their stuff. So that's good.
I like the brought up Mysterio.
Right, because you hate Mysterio.
I don't.
Well, no, you don't hate Mysterio. I'm sorry, you don't hate Mysterio.
Take that back.
Explain to everyone what I mean.
I like Mysterio. I thought Mysterio was a great wrestler, but I'm through with the he can beat up the big guy routine.
Right.
Come on, he did it in WCW. He's doing it now. Yeah. He's a cruiserweight. He should have the belt for the cruiserweight, and that's it.
We can only suspend our disbelief.
Right. It's only come on. He can only be the giant forever.
I can see one time he gets lucky, beats a big guy, does something happens okay.
But come on, it's enough already.
You wouldn't, like I said, you wouldn't see too many, welterweights fight heavyweight boxers and win. I don't think it would ever happen in the history of man.
Comes in a very blue moon.
Right. Some other news. Rob Van Dam this week, he got locked out of his WWE Universe profile. Apparently WWE officials thought or heard rumors or they think he's going to TNA, so they changed his password. He couldn't get into his profile on WWE Universe.
Right.
But isn't that a little insane?
It's tacky, but
I mean, they're running around checking the internet reports. They're checking. That's what they're spending their time on.
Yeah.
I just heard this guy might be going to TNA. Check out see if he has a Universe profile.
Wow.
Insane. We have a caller on the line, so let's see what this caller would like to talk about. You're on the air with the Big Al Show. Who are we speaking with?
What's good?
How's it going? Who are we speaking with here?
This is Just Pat off of Twitter.
Who is it?
This is Just Pat, JUS_PAT.
Jeff, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Chilling. Pretty good. Just out a lot of snow here, but other than that, it's pretty good.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. We don't got to deal with that down here in South Florida. Not to rub it in. So what do you want to talk about today?
Man, I was hoping to see if anybody got any opinions on what's going to happen Sunday at the Rumble.
Well, we gave our Royal Rumbles. I'm going HBK. TNA TJ is going Triple H.
Yep.
Wrestling George coming out of left field with Chris Jericho. What do you think, Jeff?
Man,
what do you think? Who do you like?
Honestly, I actually penciled in DiBiase, actually. I penciled in DiBiase to win, and I penciled in Orton to win, and that's what I have at WrestleMania 26 at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. They could see that happening. DiBiase going face. I don't know if that's a great idea.
If he wins, they better put his. They better think him to be on the mic.
Do you think DiBiase's ready for WrestleMania main event right now?
No, I personally don't think so, but the way it's looking, I honestly think they might end up having Sheamus in the main event. I'd much rather see DiBiase than Sheamus. So.
Absolutely. I'm with you on that. If I have a choice of the two, it's not even close.
Yeah.
Sheamus. If Sheamus is in the main event, I'm going to be upset. Very upset. All right, buddy. Anything else, Jeff, you want to talk about?
Nah, man. I mean, what's you guys brewing on over there?
What's that?
I said, what else are you guys brewing on?
Oh, nothing, man. We're just getting ready for the Rumble. And the video tomorrow. We got a lot to do. You're going to call back tomorrow? I don't know if you're going to be up after the Rumble. We're going to be on here for an hour.
Oh, yeah. Sure enough.
Call us back.
Sure enough. It should be. It should definitely be a good one.
I'm looking forward to it. All right, man. Call us tomorrow, will you, Jeff?
All right.
Later, brother.
Later, buddy.
All right, we're getting a lot of callers today. Nice. I appreciate everybody calling in. I thank you guys. We appreciate that. We do. We need the help here to not only watching and listening in, but helping us talk about this stuff. Because sometimes we'll get off on our own here and start going out and going out. Wrestling George, what's going on in the chat? We have Wrestling George who's been monitoring the chat for us. What are they talking about? What are they yelling and screaming about in the chat? Anything interesting? Christian. People talking about Christian.
Somebody made a team with Edge. I was talking about Christian and Edge.
Christian and Edge, bring them back. Team them back up together, I say. Yeah. I was watching the Survivor Series from 2007 with you, Wrestling George, where Edge returned and kind of beat on the Undertaker. Oh, I hope they have a better, entrance for Edge or return for Edge than that. I love Edge. I love Edge, and it's not just because he's a big Hulk Hogan fan, even though that has something to do with it. I also just like the guy in general.
I think he's a great entertainer.
Yeah, he's a very good entertainer, and so is Christian. They've come a long way since they were tag team together.
I'm not a big WWE fan.
I know you're not.
I know these certain guys, and if I like somebody, believe me, that's a pretty big deal.
I tell you who I don't like. Tell you who I don't like in the WWE.
Who's that?
The Miz.
No.
Isn't he the worst?
No. Missy Miz?
Missy Miz. We have a caller. We have another call. Oh, the caller just hung up. They probably were Miz fans.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Sorry about that. But it is what it is. Wrestling George, what's going on?
Edge is great.
We know that's just great. Let's talk about this a little bit in the news. Chris Jericho and Eric Bischoff are having a little tiff.
Okay.
They're having some problems. Jericho worked for Bischoff back in the WCW days, and, they were asking Eric on, I think it was Bubba the Love Sponge, why you don't like Bubba the Love Sponge?
He's terrible. Bad.
Well, they were asking Bischoff, how come you never really, put Jericho in the main event? And he said, well, we never saw Jericho as the main eventer. And then Jericho, why are you shaking your head?
I'm tired of this, of the old WCW guys complaining. They were on top. Jericho.
Well, hold on. Before you go off on Jericho, let's say that Jericho responded and said, I can't main event TNA because I'm not 30. I'm not in my 50s. I'm not in my 50s. But in, TNA's defense, their main eventers aren't anywhere near 50 right now.
No, I'm pretty
AJ Styles and Kurt Angle are not even close. So
Kurt Angle's older, but he's not.
Jericho could have came. I love Jericho, but he could have came up with a better comeback than that.
Sure he could.
Let's see who's on the telephone with us right now. A caller. Welcome to the Big Al Show. Who are we speaking with?
It's Darius.
Darius was our first ever caller, ladies and gentlemen, and he's returned this Saturday to talk with us. Darius, I have no idea what you might want to talk about. So, what can we talk about with you today?
Well, I've seen a lot of people have a lot of predictions for the Rumble, and I think it's pretty obvious that The Miz is going to win the whole match.
The Miz is going to win the Royal Rumble? Well, you got a fan here in Wrestling George. Wrestling George likes The Miz.
I would like that.
He's going to be pulling for him. All joking aside, though, who do you like in the Rumble?
I want to go with Jericho or DiBiase to win it, actually.
Ooh. Well, I'll tell you, before you and Wrestling George today with Jericho, I hadn't heard anybody suggest Jericho could win because he hasn't done so great in the Rumble.
Jericho?
Maybe it's his year?
Mm-hmm. I think it's perfect for Jericho to win.
Sure, especially since they're making him lose pretty much every week now.
True.
Well, you remember when they had the whole undisputed title thing with him versus Stone Cold and The Rock and everything? Nobody saw it coming last time. So I think it happened again.
What did you think, speaking of, Jericho's title run, what did you think of the Bischoff saying they never saw him as the main eventer?
Well,
Jericho.
Well, from Jericho's book, it seemed like Jericho was just a little bit too pushy. I don't think they really liked him at all.
Yeah. Yeah, Jericho's a great wrestler, and he always had it though on the mic. Like even when he was in WCW and they weren't pushing him to the main event scene, I think it was still clear to everybody that he could be a main eventer. I can't really defend Bischoff on this one.
So small guy, he's like 5'10".
Yeah. What else is going on for you this week, Darius? What can we talk about? Miz? Talk about the Miz? Did you like him on Raw?
Oh man, the Miz, he was screwed over on Raw. It wasn't his fault.
No? How was he screwed over? What happened?
I think MVP came out, distracted him actually. Because everybody knows Kofi Kingston.
You don't think MVP has more potential than the Miz?
I don't, actually.
No? Oh.
He's boring.
Yeah.
There's nothing that excites me about MVP.
What's so great about Miz? Oh, you're stumped. You don't know. Come on, Darius. I'm giving you 10 seconds here. You still can't come up with anything?
I didn't hear what you said. I didn't hear what you said.
I said, what's so great about The Miz?
What's so entertaining about The Miz? Everything.
What's so great in general?
Despite what you say.
Skills.
He has all the mic skills in the world. Him and Jericho are good, by the way.
Oh, he's no Jericho. Come on. He's not even close.
No. Jericho's his mentor. They parallel each other. Like, everything about their career is the same.
Hell yeah.
They're one and the same to me.
Right about that.
Wrestling George agrees with you.
Thank you. Finally, somebody smart on this show.
Yeah, we had to get somebody. Damn you, Wrestling George. Well, I don't think he's very good, man. I think he sounds like he's like forcing it. His personality doesn't sound. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's him.
Scott 0020 says he is awful.
I mean, I think it's awful. He's not awful.
Look, I'm not going to be stubborn. If I'll give him a chance. If he comes around and I like what he's doing, I'll say that I was wrong about him. But right now, I'm going to have to stay where I'm at. I just don't like his personality yet. For a bad guy, and I love bad guys.
But when he's world champ, you're going to have to say you're wrong, even if you don't like him or not. Still.
Yeah, but I don't like Sheamus, and he's world champ. So that you can't say that.
Well,
McMahon could just throw that belt on anybody.
Yep.
You guys are talking about how Sheamus have like a United title or Intercontinental. Well, neither did Brock Lesnar. They kind of just put him on top in 6 months. Kind of like the
That's true. But look at Brock Lesnar and look at Sheamus. And Lesnar also, remember, he had a background. Like, people knew of this guy from his wrestling career.
Really?
Oh, yeah. No, not Sheamus. We're talking about Lesnar, your boy.
Lesnar was a badass. I mean, that guy was a tough guy.
I'm trying to make Sheamus look like a badass.
Sheamus is,
Come on. Sheamus is no Lesnar or Goldberg. No way. This guy can interrupt you.
All right, Derek, so we're going to let you go, brother. Are you going to be around for the Royal Rumble?
Tomorrow night.
11 o'clock, bro.
All right.
Darius joining us. Always like to get the calls from Darius.
Was Piper a champion? Heavyweight champion?
Not in the WWF, as far as I know. No, Piper was never world champion in WWF.
Ever?
No.
Oh, man, wait.
No. Not in the WWF. Hogan pretty much was the only guy who had the belt until '88 when Andre, not Andre, and this will lead me to my next segment, when Earl Hebner screwed Hogan out of the title. And this is what I'm upset about, ladies and gentlemen. I loved TNA this week. If you watch TNA, I loved the whole Earl Hebner came out and said, Vince didn't screw Brett didn't screw Brett, I screwed Brett. I thought that was cool.
That was nice.
I like the way they kind of turned it on him, kind of like WWF. What are you guys worried about over there? This whole Brett thing, we got the guy who really screwed him over here in TNA, sitting right here. You got to come on our show. But I was a little upset, Hogan, and I don't mean this seriously, but come on, this guy screwed Hogan. Hebner screwed Hogan out of his longest world title reign ever. When Andre the Giant pinned him, remember Hogan had his arm all the way up. I may be going too far back for you guys here, but and now they're buddies. He said, as long as I known you, Earl, when you screwed me, I had the title for 4 years. I think it was about 4 years, and he screwed Hogan out of the title.
Bischoff would have fired him.
Bischoff would have fired him.
Fired Anderson.
He suspended him. See, for all you people who say Hogan doesn't have a heart, he only suspended Hebner. Should have been much worse. He took a bribe, ladies and gentlemen, from Ric Flair. And he admitted it. And maybe that's why he deserved a little slack.
Apparently Hogan can't overturn the decision, huh?
Hogan doesn't have that kind of power. Dixie could do it.
Get him, Dixie.
Get him, Dixie. TNA TJ, I got some bad news.
Uh-oh.
You're not going to like this.
Okay.
There was an interview. Hulk Hogan had an interview on Bubba the Love Sponge.
Sure.
He said, and I like this guy, but I don't know about this. He said that Abyss is going to be like his John Cena. It's going to be like his main guy.
I like Abyss.
I like him too.
Why? No.
Right.
He's not a main guy.
He's not a main guy. I mean, obviously now there's...
what to think of him, to be honest with you. I think he's a good wrestler.
Right.
I think he's a pretty cool-looking character.
But if you really think you're going to make Abyss
he can't be
as big or even close to the levels of John Cena, as far as popularity-wise, that's insane.
Crazy.
That's insane.
I think he's talking a little bit too much.
Well, Hogan did predict a 3.0 rating for the first Impact. He's a little crazy, ladies and gentlemen, but he still knows what he's doing. He's still good at what he is.
I hope he does that, though.
No.
That's a mistake.
They're also saying they're big. Your boy Bischoff is huge on the Pope.
I like the Pope. There's a lot of guys that I think have potential. I told you, Wolf, the Pope.
There's
a couple guys, that I think can do all right. And maybe Red is pretty cool.
You know who I don't like? And he's going to get, and you don't like him either. He's going to get us a little reaction because I know he has a fan base. I really don't care for Samoa Joe.
I don't like him.
Okay, that's three of us, ladies and gentlemen, that are not interested in Samoa Joe. Yes, he moves great for an overweight guy.
So what? There's a lot of
there's a lot of big guys who can move. Yeah, Ice Train. He flew.
He did.
You're obsessed with Scott Norton and Ice Train and
Flash. Remember
what was it? Thunder and Thunder. Fire and Ice.
And who's that guy?
Oh man.
The three-way tag match I told you I like. He came from WWE, I think.
You like Brian Kendrick, you told me.
I think that guy has potential. If they change his entrance, his music, and it's short, so he's wearing terrible tights. He looks kind of...
I like Generation Me. I thought they look sharp.
Yeah,
I don't like the name.
They look a little... With the little head thing.
Yeah, they look like a new version kind of the Rockers, like a New Age Rockers, and I like it. I like it.
Get rid of the head.
I saw on my Twitter a couple of people told me they're rip-offs of the Hardys. And I'm sitting here thinking the Hardys were a rip-off of the Rockers, who were a rip-off of the Rock and Roll Express, and you could just go all the way back forever, right? Let's get into the Royal Rumble a little bit quickly. We did our Royal Rumble prediction for the whole show. Undertaker versus Mysterio. We all hope Mysterio doesn't win. I'm going Undertaker. You, TJ?
Yes, I would hope so.
But we don't know.
There's
a chance.
Of course.
Look, guys.
When Mysterio fights any big guy, there's a chance.
This is the Royal Rumble. I think a heavyweight title is going to change hands. So I think either Mysterio or Orton are going to win. I'm almost 100% sure of that. I just can't seem to figure out which one. But I really don't think they're both, Undertaker and Sheamus, are going to keep their belts. I just don't see it. Orton versus Sheamus. I'm going Orton, man.
Yep, Orton.
I think it's time to end Sheamus' experiment and, put the U.S. title on him. Let's see him kick Miz in the face and send him out of wrestling for 2 or 3 years.
Oh, let's not put any title on him.
I think he deserves a U.S. title. He's a prospect.
Well, so what? There's a lot of prospects.
Okay, the U.S. title is kind of like a third-tier title. Start him out there.
I'm not
The Miz.
The Miz.
Yeah. Exactly. Michelle McCool. This has been built up, I think, fantastic. I love the Mickie James, Michelle McCool storyline. I think it's been great. So I'm gonna go Mickie James. She's due, man. They're just pounding on her and embarrassing her, and are they gonna do this for a year until she gets revenge? I think she's gonna get it tomorrow. You're not interested with the Divas, TJ?
Never really was.
Not happy with them.
Yeah, stupid.
Okay.
Sorry.
The ladies aren't going to like that.
Well, it's too bad.
Ezekiel Jackson against Christian? I'm going Christian. You're not a Jackson fan.
I like his look, but what an awful guy on the mic. He is just terrible. Too bad because he has the look, man.
Yeah.
He would be a bad-looking guy, but if he could talk, he would be. Man, that guy came walking through the house, mad at me, I'd run.
We got a caller on the line. Let's talk to our caller. Caller, you're on the air with the Big Al Show. Who are we talking to?
Hello?
You're on the air with the Big Al Show. Who are we speaking with?
Kyle.
Hey, Kyle. How's it going, buddy?
Pretty good. I wanted to talk about TNA's direction, and it seems like they're trying to do like an edgy kind of TV, kind of like WCW in '96 or ECW or like WWF in the Attitude Era. And
why do you think?
Because they're trying to do the it seems like they're trying to do like a kind of like unpredictable kind of like TV with like all the new people coming in and just that like jumpy kind of edgy kind of feeling to it. That's what they're kind of going towards, I feel, for Impact.
Okay.
And but they don't feel like it doesn't feel like they're going like all the way through with it. And I heard Dixie Carter wants to do a family-oriented show now. Did you hear about
When
that?
did you hear that? I didn't hear that. When was that?
Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan said on the interview with Bubba the Love Sponge that she wanted to go family-oriented. But I think if they go family-oriented, it's just gonna like make them like the WWE, and that's not like the way they want to go. I think they should try to bring back like a more logical like Attitude Era, but like with smarter booking, because the Attitude Era I just thought kind of had a logical booking sometimes, but I think they should go to that direction of more like an Attitude Era feeling to it.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. I hope Hogan's just, because Hogan sometimes he says things. I hope that's not the direction Dixie wants to go in, because I think that's what could set them apart, from the WWE right now. WWE, they're stopping matches when somebody gets cut. So if we want to go opposite, I don't know. Eric Bischoff was busted open pretty good last week. Beautiful People storyline. I think it could be a little edgy. I hope they don't go away from it. I agree with you.
I think they need to really focus more on logical booking, like I'm saying. I think they can get too irrational sometimes. I think they should really develop more believable storylines, get like more into like today's dynamic rather than like, because I think some things just come off contrived and corny sometimes a lot.
Yeah, I think you're right, because wrestling sort of changed after once we got into the Attitude Era and the NWO era. It got real fast paced. The Vince Russo Crash TV stuff. Sometimes they got to slow it down. I agree with you. There's too many things going on at once sometimes. But there's a lot of stuff we could pick out if we want to talk about the flaws in wrestling. I mean, if you're asking me, I don't think you should be allowed to even hit someone with a chair. I mean, I would go that far, because if you hit someone with a chair, you should be suspended for a month or something. That should even be illegal. I mean, if you want to be realistic, nobody's going to get whacked with weapons and sledgehammers, you know what I mean? There was a time the pile driver was illegal.
But, like, I don't know, like, Russo does that a lot, and like, he's not consistent with the rules. Like, sometimes in a match, you hit someone with a chair, it's a disqualification, but, he hit him with a chair, it's all right. We'll let it go because it's kind of personal. I mean, I think they should be more consistent with their rules.
I agree with you 100%. No doubt about it. You're on the money with that. We appreciate your call, Kyle. Thanks for calling in, buddy. What do you think of Kyle's call there? He's right. They're not really that consistent, because they'll build something up, and then all of a sudden the next week, Mick Foley couldn't get in. He couldn't get in. Now it's like Hogan just says, work it out.
Sure, but he said the unpredictable. I mean, that's what fans like in wrestling, guys. We want to see that. I don't want to know what's good. I like unpredictable, and that's what most wrestling fans like.
Yeah.
That you don't know what's going to happen next. I mean, if I knew what was going to happen next, then I really wouldn't watch. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And as far as the hitting with the chairs and it being uneven, I hate to say it, I agree with you, and it should be against the rules, but that's in WWE, that's in every organization. They do the same thing. It's not just TNA. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. I wish it was like that. But you can't just say it's TNA. It's just totally extreme. I think he's wrong with that. They're not going to go crazy. I don't think
You're not going to see the stuff that they were doing in the Attitude Era. There was a lot of stuff that went on in the Attitude Era that was
sure, but
borderline.
But hasn't WWE, hasn't every kind of organization gone to that level?
Well, McMahon only did it. Really, McMahon only did the Attitude Era because he was getting his butt kicked.
True,
and he said, "I got to get crazy here," and he did.
Who was in that? Russo.
For a little while. And now, Russo wasn't, he was not the mastermind.
No, he wasn't the mastermind, but he was part of it.
Russo had the ideas, but, McMahon provided the filter. So if Russo says, McMahon, let's make, Kelly, the world heavyweight champion tomorrow, and everyone will be shocked because it's a female and we'll get a lot of pub.
Right.
Vince McMahon could say, shut the hell up.
Right. Well, edge works. Edginess works, but it doesn't work all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I wanted to just touch on this really quick. I saw a very funny question on my Twitter the other day, wrestling question. I wanted to ask you this because it's so strange, but it's actually kind of a tough question. If you could have any wrestler as your father, who would it be?
As my father.
As your father, not your lover,
Right.
not your, not your idol, not hanging out. Right. Well, I was hoping to pick a female. Yeah.
That's a tough one.
As a father, if you could have any wrestler and they were your dad, you grew up with them.
Right.
Well, first of all, they probably won't be home much because they're going to be wrestling, especially if they're wrestling for Vince McMahon.
Right. That's true. I don't know. I'm a little hard ass.
Right. I said Hogan, but that's just the Hogan mark in me.
I know, but then you say, look at Hogan's son. Is it just his son or the way he got rich?
I think he was lenient on Nick. I think he might have been too lenient.
That's what I'm saying. So
I can handle it. He can be lenient on me.
True, but you don't know. I don't know. That's a tough question. Maybe
I know it's a tough question.
Maybe The Rock.
The Rock is your dad?
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Yeah, cool guy.
Funny.
Entertaining.
Yeah,
funny.
I don't think he's gonna, but I think he's stern still sometimes.
Steve Austin might hit you.
Yeah, Steve Austin might hit you.
He could be a mean dude.
It might be a little bit too late.
Dusty Rhodes? I don't think Dusty Rhodes would have ever been home.
Yeah,
This is like 80s.
Well, that's why I remember Dustin Rhodes was upset.
Dustin was upset. Yeah, do you remember that? Yeah, Dustin was not very happy. And they had a little,
maybe Rowdy Piper. I heard he's a really good dad. He's been married forever. Never had any problem.
Okay.
So maybe him. I don't know. From what I heard.
It's an interesting question, guys. Who would you want to be your wrestling father? What wrestler would be your dad?
Ric Flair, if you like the ladies. He's bringing home different girls every day.
Yeah, that's true. Ric Flair. I'm taking Ric Flair. Wrestling George ditched us, ladies and gentlemen.
Man.
He took off.
12-pack of beer.
Yeah, he went to get some Bush. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's Saturday night. We got 20 minutes left, and we got just a little bit left to talk about. If anybody wants to call in, we'll take one or two more callers, and then we will call it a week. So we want to thank everybody, first of all, that called in, everybody that's listening, everybody in the chat room, okay? Scott, Darius, Big C, Smart Rage, okay? Thanks to all you guys and everybody who called in, Jeff, Kyle, and everybody else who's listening, because we know we got a lot of listeners who aren't there. Let's talk a little bit about the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame is coming up, ladies and gentlemen, during WrestleMania, and there was some funny news.
Okay.
The Honky Tonk Man, and you guys all remember the Honky Tonk Man. Yeah, I know. He should be long gone by now, but he's not. And he says, TNA TJ, I don't know if this is true, but he says that he is signed with TNA. I don't know if that's true. He says that he signed with TNA.
Okay.
What do you think of that?
Well, I don't know what he's going to do there. And neither do
I don't want him to do anything there.
So, I don't know. I don't know. Is he going to be a manager? I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
But listen, now,
a manager?
So what? Who knows? I don't know. He was around WWE, how many years ago? Wasn't around that much long ago, was it? He was there.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Okay, so they use him there for something. They can use him. All these old guys can still be used if they're... He's known, man. I knew that guy. You mentioned that guy. You know who it is. I
don't like bringing back Honky Tonk Man. We're going to start bringing back Jake the Snake Roberts.
Yeah.
We're going to dig up Andre's bones.
So is that allowed in the Hall of Fame?
Sure. Oh, well, here's the thing that happened with that. The Honky Tonk Man, in his little statement that he issued, said that he rejected the Hall of Fame by the WWE because he wasn't going to make enough money. He had enough appearances at, like, some comic festival, I guess, and they were paying him more. I guess the WWE doesn't give the biggest payout. And they wanted him to sign a no-compete clause for a little while after WrestleMania, which I just want to say is kind of silly if you're really worried about what the Honky Tonk Man is going to be doing after WrestleMania.
You mean Vince McMahon's Hall of Fame? Because it's really not Wrestling Hall of Fame. He's not.
No,
he's not allowed a lot of guys in there because of his own personal feelings about that person. Yeah. Which is not right. If it's a real Wrestling Hall of Fame, if you're a Boxing Hall of Fame, for instance, just because the guy that's the promoter doesn't like that guy, just because doesn't mean he can't get in. If he was a good boxer, he was a good boxer, and I don't care.
To Vince McMahon's credit, though, I think he's been fairly good as a historian of wrestling. Bruno Sammartino's not in there, but as far as I believe it's his choice.
Okay, what about
they have a
Ultimate Warrior? He's in there?
Ultimate Warrior is not in there.
Why not?
I don't think Vince likes him.
Okay, so that's not right, though. You see what I'm saying?
I could be wrong.
Hall of Fame, it's a Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? Is it a Wrestling Hall of Fame or is it Vince McMahon WWE Hall of Fame?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? There's two differences there.
Well, there is the Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Okay, well, then
and that should probably, it's too bad because that doesn't really get more attention.
That is that's the legit one now.
Right, we're all talking about the WWE Hall of Fame, but that's what's going to stand out, man. I'm sorry to tell you. But in history, the winners write the history. And McMahon won that battle, and he will get to write that history. So, he's going to get to tell the story the way he sees it on all the DVDs. You know what I mean? You're always going to get McMahon's view.
Of course. But, each his own.
Each their own. Darius agrees with you. He thinks that The Rock would be a great dad.
Hey, Darius.
And I think Scott suggested Desmond Wolfe as a father. I could be wrong. He might have been talking about something different.
Oh, okay.
That would be a very odd selection, Scott. I don't know what it is about Desmond Wolfe. But I heard they're going to make Wolfe kind of like a James Bond character, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, he looks like his glasses, his look.
Yeah.
They can make him anything, I think, as far as...
well, he's a great wrestler. He's got that covered.
I think he has a look, and he has the talk. He can talk on the mic.
He's pretty good on the mic.
Don't give him enough time.
I hope TNA and Hogan, and they let their wrestlers do their own promos. They give them,
I miss that. They don't. Where's the promos at? Where are the promos at?
Scott corrected us. It is not Desmond Wolfe as his father.
Oh.
Sorry, Scott.
Good.
This weekend, Wrestling George is back because we want him to. He's going to talk about this a little bit. This weekend, Bobby Lashley. It's actually tonight, right?
No.
Tonight, what time? For the fans, the MMA fans. Strike Force. Usually probably 9, 10 o'clock.
Starts at 7:30 though.
Whoa!
Pretty early.
Pretty early.
I don't know. He's not going to fight.
Bobby Lashley's fighting tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and so is old man Herschel Walker.
With push-ups.
What do you think about the Lashley fight tonight? You watch a lot of MMA, Wrestling George. What do you like? Who's this guy he's fighting? His name's Sims?
Wes Sims.
Wes Sims. Any good?
He used to be good. He used to be real good. He looks totally out of shape for this fight.
Sure it's not Phil Sims?
It's Wes Sims.
Okay.
He doesn't look...
Good record?
Yeah, he does have a winning record.
Should Lashley beat this guy? It's close. This could be a match.
Yeah. His record is he has 30 fights, Wes Sims.
Okay. Lashley's only got, I think, 4.
4 fights.
Yeah.
Wes Sims been in the UFC. I believe he beat Frank Mir.
Okay, so he's got a rep. It would be a big win for Lashley.
It would be his best one.
Yeah.
He's bringing his wife with him? She walked to TNA?
Yes. I hope so.
He's going to yell at the fans.
I hope he does.
Tell him off. He's the best thing going right now. Strike Force.
I don't know. This guy's dominating 2 worlds.
Tommy's going to quit.
Somebody just called in, but they hung up right before we went to him. Very impatient. Only about 20 seconds. I agree with my buddy Big C. When I was a kid, too, I wanted Hogan. I don't know if I wanted Hogan so much to be my dad, but I definitely wanted him to be involved in my life. I would have loved him to, take me to a ball game or something. So I guess so, yeah, maybe same thing. And Scott's going with his dad would be Ted DiBiase. That's a good one. That's a good one, because Ted DiBiase, yeah, you would have a lot of money. A lot of money.
Now that I think about it.
Ric Flair? With the girls. And he had money, too.
Ooh, he's rich.
He had lots of money.
Wrestling George.
But your name would not be Ric Flair. Your name would not be Ric Flair, and only a couple of you out there will know this. Your name would actually be
Fleer.
TJ Fleer.
That's right.
Fleer.
Pretty cool name.
I don't know why. I guess he didn't stick with that.
Well,
Ric Fleer doesn't have the ring as Flair. Neither does Terry Bollea. The immortal Terry Bollea. Oh. I don't know.
That was a lot of wrestlers' names, though.
Yeah. Macho Man. George was talking about the Macho Man.
Oh, man.
You wanted to get the Macho Man DVD today.
Yes, I did. I still want to get that.
That's another guy not in the Hall of Fame. Macho Man is not in the Hall of Fame.
Do you agree with that?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so.
But now I don't know the full story. For all you know, McMahon, and Savage might not want to be in. He might hate McMahon's guts. I don't really know.
Good for him. But Savage is kind of, You know, he's a weirdo. So.
Oh.
Yeah, he's different in his ways. You know that.
Did you know that Sid Vicious has started a Facebook petition to get on TNA?
Really? Great. Good for him.
I think it's going.
To be there.
Isn't that going a little too far now?
No, he wants to wrestle. It's a big deal.
Sid Vicious, I mean, does he really want... He's starting petitions.
He's the ruler of the world.
I know he's the ruler of the world, but he's starting petitions. I mean, if TNA doesn't want to sign you, man, I like Sid. But, dude, petitions to get signed? I don't think so, man.
And they got
pretty
Nasty
weird.
Boys.
That's Hogan's boys. Those are his friends. Nastyville, USA.
We're gonna have who else?
Weren't you hanging out in Nastyville, USA this weekend?
Bushwhackers are coming in.
The Bushwhackers.
Come on, man.
I never liked the Bushwhackers.
Yeah, but a lot of kids like them.
Right. Yeah, I don't like the kiddie gimmick.
I get it, but the kids like it.
Yeah. I guess so.
I wasn't into Public Enemy.
There's one for you. Owen Hart for Hall of Fame. Absolutely. Why is he not in the Hall of Fame? He should have been inducted that year.
Vince is a pig.
Yeah. I like Vince. I do. But you know what? He's a businessman. He's a businessman. And
but Owen Hart said, what kind of business is
I don't know. I don't know the details. I'm not going to.
Sign in your ring, man.
Yeah.
Show a little respect. These guys all sweated. They all got bruised. They all got hurt. They all broke their legs. Show respect, even if you didn't like them. And I think that's the whole thing with Cena coming out, even though it's a gimmick. But a lot of people agree with that. You know, even though it's too hard.
You know, Brett's dad is getting inducted this year.
Okay.
And a lot of people think, and this is going to piss you off even more, a lot of people think that was kind of part of the deal. Like Bret Hart had to cut a deal.
Wow.
You know, to get that done, which is incredible because this is one of the greatest wrestling trainers of all time.
Of course.
So if you got to cut a deal to get him in with Vince McMahon, I'm not too happy with that.
Watch the DVD or VHS tape about that, Bret Hart. Remember about his dad training him in the basement?
I didn't see it. Unless it was the Wrestling with Shadows?
I don't remember. It was about
the
dad.
I don't know.
Like teaching the guys in Canada like how to wrestle, man. It's pretty crazy, man. I don't know if anybody watched that, man. It's crazy, man. They said he was hardcore, man.
Oh, yeah. So it's bone breaker.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, he was hardcore. He really taught you.
Okay. Darius Lashley is going to win the match tonight. George thinks Lashley is going to win. I think, personally, Lashley is going to be too distracted with getting fired this week on TNA to concentrate on his match. I think Bischoff is in his head, and it's going to cost him the match.
Bischoff's going to be in the stand.
Bischoff's going to be there heckling him. I fired your ass, Lashley. Get out of here.
So he wants to take it back.
Yeah. Yes, and another thing, and this goes back to the Raw review, and I want to thank everybody who's listening that has been watching the Kick-Ass Wrestling Show, because we're doing pretty well. Our Raw review this week, over 700 views on a Raw review, which I thought was great. You know, we just got started with this whole program, and the amount of support we're seeing is great. So that would not be possible without all you guys. So thank you guys. And I was just saying, because on the Raw report, Big C was talking about Cena did cut a great promo with McMahon on Raw this week. Yeah. And McMahon going into the crowd, I thought was awesome.
Yes.
That was awesome. And I just wish somebody would have said, you know, TNA. You know, something about Bret Hart, and they say, TNA is going to kick your ass. You know, what would he have done at that moment? He probably would have had a smart remark for him.
Sure, so what?
Right. Did you see when he went up to the guy who had a damn shirt on, and he said, "What's with the shirt?" The guy goes, "Damn." He goes, he answered my question. You don't mess with Vince McMahon, people. And I also thought it was funny. These guys are always, you know, you always get the asshole chant going on for him. This guy jumps into the crowd. Nobody wants to try him then. He's still a big guy.
McMahon is
He's a huge guy.
But he's a great. You know, I hate him. He's a great actor, man. Yeah, he's believable.
Phenomenal actor. So yeah, that segment was dynamite. I liked Raw a lot this week.
I did. I mean, it was, you know.
Impact is going live March 1st. You know.
Really?
Yes. 9 to 11.
Nice.
Live Impact. They say now it was up on Spike TV, and then I heard they took it down, and now they're not sure, and now they're doing a dance. Right, but I think it's going to happen. I don't know. What's going on with these Spike TV execs?
What's up with these?
You know, for an hour of Impact, I heard it was the highest-rated cable program on television.
Really?
Yeah. So, do we want to get the ball moving here, move it to Monday, get the show on the road, or at least give them a live Thursday show?
You don't want to watch Mansers?
What? Dude, I don't watch.
That's what's after on the Spike. That's the stuff they show.
I don't watch TV. If any of you guys know me, you know TJ. I do not watch television.
No, anyone watches Spike.
I watch wrestling.
Kind of like silly TV.
Silly TV.
Yeah. So I mean, come on, put something on.
If it's not sports and it's not wrestling, I'm not interested.
That's true. Yeah. Well, I watch a lot of TV.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
All right, everybody. Last thing that we're going to talk about. The Royal Rumble tomorrow. We all gave our winners. We all gave our predictions. I think the Royal Rumble is going to be freaking awesome. Whoa. So I'm going to go ahead and predict that my friend Smart Rage is going to have an amazing time. Orton's going to win the title. Edge is going to win the Royal Rumble. I think HBK is going to win, but Edge would be cool. Wins the Royal Rumble. Christian's going to keep his title. Undertaker's going to keep his title. Mickey's going to get a revenge. It's going to be a great show.
I don't think Orton's going to win.
You don't think so?
I think they're going to screw him, those two guys, legacy.
You think that the screw job starts at the Royal Rumble?
I do. I think he's going to win, and something's going to happen.
That could be a great call, TNA TJ. Yeah. You might be right on the money with that.
They've been beasting for a while.
SmackDown? What do you think, SmackDown? Any opinion?
I didn't watch it.
That was okay. I like the HBK Mysterio match. No? I know, you and Mysterio. Okay, let me give my public service announcements, ladies and gentlemen. Please check out the Kick-Ass Wrestling Show on youtube.com/Kick-Ass Wrestling Show. All right? Check them all out, view, comment, whatever. And then always come back. We're going to be here every Saturday, 6 o'clock, for the radio show. We had a great time today. We thank everybody for calling in, everybody for chatting in the chat room with us. Come back next Saturday. And this is kind of a special time for me. This may sound a little silly, a little emotional. But when I was a kid, I used to watch a lot of WCW Saturday night and NWA and stuff. Jim Ross was still working there. And it always came on at 6 o'clock. I don't know. It always made me feel kind of home. So I guess coming on at 6 o'clock, I don't know. I feel like I'm carrying on a tradition.
There you go.
Yeah? I know it sounds kind of silly. We don't need Shivani. We need Jim Ross to call in and Christian the show. I like Jim Ross. You love Tony Schiavone.
Great play-by-play.
Yeah. You guys can also check out kickasswrestlingshow.com. It's our website. We have news, results, updated constantly. We have the radio show there, the video show, the video reviews, you name it. So we're doing a lot, and we hope that all you guys will come along for the ride, join us every week, and that's it. We love you guys, and we appreciate you calling in, you participating. Tomorrow night, 11 o'clock, do not miss us, Royal Rumble, okay? Right after the Royal Rumble, come online, let's talk about it. Call us up, give us your impressions. We're going to give grades out, and we're going to see what everybody thinks. And we may even shoot that and put that on the YouTube as a live show as well, okay? So come on by, check it out, 11 o'clock tomorrow, and see the Kick-Ass Wrestling Show on Monday. I think that's about it. TNA TJ, anything else you want to say?
No, that's it, man, but all day, baby, WCW, boy.
Oh, nice. Wrestling George, comments?
Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Keep it moving from Wrestling George. He was your chat room man today.
Chat master.
And we will see everybody next week, 6 o'clock on the Kick-Ass Wrestling Show, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Tomorrow night at 11 o'clock, Royal Rumble. We thank you. We love you. Good night, everybody.
What you want? What you want? Come on. Come on.